I'm gonna watch the sleepy pig while we talk. Welcome back from the Ground Up Homestead. I'm back out here at the property. Hannah got called into work, so I came out here to do some work. It's been drizzling on and off. Hasn't been a terribly horrible day, obviously, as you can see. Somebody's tired. Yeah, so it was a little bit of a scare a second ago because. Hold on, it's gonna fall. Uncooperative tape measure. Because this tree that I'm sitting on / I've cut came from that spot. I wanted it to go that way, but we all know how trees like to go. They decide where they want to go when they want to go. I got that tree up. I got to finish getting that stump out. This tree is the next tree to go down, but it's not usable. I don't really want to use that chain right there that I have on the chainsaw to cut too much. I was just trying to get a piece that I could take back to the property because my other chain was not sharpened properly. But as this tree that I am sitting on was falling, that one was standing right there. Would not move, did not want to move, just sat there and looked at me like she's doing right now. Like, what? What's going on? Yes, you're dopey. It's Dopey Opie. We all love an Opie, but she's dumb. So, as I showed the last video, we finished all these. As I finished it and was taking my break, Hannah called me and said, "Hey, I'm coming home." So, which was a good thing because my chain wasn't really that sharp. So I needed to come home. A lot of people are probably like, "Why aren't you using that tree?" Well, I got this tree down. And, sorry. Got this tree down. Looks nice-ish, right? Kind of big. Almost big enough. But this one would have been my first pole. But I cut it down and chopped it off, and wouldn't you know it, it's got a hole. So, it's probably going to be used for firewood or something at some point. But I can probably get a good 5, maybe 6 poles out of that one for the ground. Oh, if they hear the squirrels, you might get to see them run. Hey guys, go over that way. That way. Millie's usually the first one to go get them, but I guess she doesn't really hear them today. So, yeah, it fell. The first one fell the wrong way. Again, I wanted it to fall that way, but like I said, trees don't do what they're told. This one, it broke the rope for that. I fixed it, but I was using the rope to try to pull that tree that way because it wasn't going where I wanted it to go. Even though it's tilted and it was leaning that way, I don't know how it happened to fall this way, but it fell this way. Well, it didn't break the rope on this corner, so thankfully there's that. And actually, I don't mind the angle that it's at. I might get the rope back on this corner, tighten this up a little bit, but I could probably get up to maybe here, wherever it splits. There's a split, yeah, right about here. So I could probably get another 4, maybe 5 posts out of this, and the rest of that's going to be wood. Because I think here should be, because I want 8x8 posts. So I need a little bit bigger than 8x8 so I can, sorry Millie. So I want a little bit bigger than 8x8, so that way when I cut it down, it's square. I don't really have too much of the outside left on it. And then I'm going to treat it. I haven't quite decided how I was going to treat it yet, but I'm going to treat it so that way while it's in the ground, it doesn't rot as quickly. But also I'm going to cement them in. So that post right there is going to go right here. The holes are about 34 inches down. So I made that 42 inches because I want 40 inches out, because on top of that is going to be another 8x8 post connecting all these together. So I want a total of 4 feet from the bottom to where the floor is going to be at, the bottom of the floor. And then I'm going to make the floor on top of that. Like I said, I might do it in sections, just so that way we save a little bit of money and a little bit of time. maybe not save money, but you know, are able to go with our pay schedule and such, because we do have bills and such that we have to keep paying. We don't have the luxury of having no bills. So I'm going to load this bad boy up. Get off. Onto the sled. That's going to be fun dragging back. Load that up, get the other chain, take it out there, and maybe we'll get to see me cut. If there's an 8x8 post in there, I'm going to measure it before I drag it. I might end up cutting that one over there and making an 8x8 out of that one, but I'm going to see if there's an 8x8 post in there. And then we will bring that one back out here, hopefully once we have the gravel and the cement treated. Put it in the ground up there, measure for the next hole, next 2 holes, because at that point I can just put a stake down over here and measure it, make sure both the lines are even. And go from there. Start on the outside edges all the way around, and then I can just run lines straight back and forth and measure the posts, make each one the right depth that it needs to be. So that way it's going to be 40, or the floor is going to be 4 foot from the bottom of that hole to the bottom of the floor. That hole. The rest of the holes, sorry, wasn't looking through the screen again. The rest of the holes are probably going to be a little bit more because, like I said, this is downhill that way and downhill this way. So it is all downhill looking that way. So that hole back over there by that tree is obviously going to be the largest pole, but it is what it is. When you can't get equipment out here, you do what you can. Plenty of people did it back in the old days of building their houses and such, how they needed to with their bare hands and what they had on the property. So